And just like that, we're back with yet again another update on our good old friend Solana. Shout out to the Solana family. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. But yeah, let's waste no more time and really analyze and take a look at, what's really happening with Solana. Before we get into the update, if you want to see more Solana updates on a regular basis, hit that red subscribe button down below. And of course, turn that bell icon so you are notified every time I upload regarding Sol. But if we're looking across the board, again, if you follow my channel, if you watch some of my other updates, you guys know, the market is booming right now. Market is showing a lot of excitement. Bull market is, back for a lot of people. But to me specifically, if you've been following the channel, you guys know bull market never left. We were always in a bull market. Obviously, even in a bull market, you do tend to see sharp retracements, and that is something that is obviously not a lot of people like seeing, but that is the reality. But if you're looking at Solana right now, it's up 6.3% on the daily time frame, but over the last 1 week, it's up 12.7%, and of course on the monthly time frame, 50%. So which again is amazing to see. So anyone that has been accumulating Solana during the dips, I'm sure are very excited. But look at the Solana SPL coins as well. Pyth is up quite a bit. Jupiter is gaining traction, and of course a lot of the other SPL coins are gaining traction as well. So of course, when the ecosystem goes up, when the broader market goes up, it kind of goes unsaid. You do tend to see the overall ecosystem projects going up with it as well. But if you're looking at the Solana's price, it is currently sitting at $170 as of recording this update, up 3.7% in Bitcoin comparative with the valuation at $88 billion. And the 24-hour trading volume is just approaching $10 billion. Before we get into any further though, as always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So let's take a look at, the overall DeFi sector for Sol. The total value locked is approaching $8.74 billion, and you guys can see we reached an all-time high for the TVL at 11.8 billion just at the beginning of the year. Of course, we did drop as the native token dropped, as the broader market saw a retracement, but you are looking at things picking up once again. And like I said, the SPL projects are definitely feeling the love. You can clearly see this for yourself right here. This gives you a little bit of a better understanding. 1 month change. Just take a look at the 1 month change for Jito Sol. 66%, Jupiter 50. You can see double-digit gainers for a lot of these coins, which of course is always nice to see. But with that said, let's take a look at this. Solana on-chain liquidity. Solana on-chain liquidations for Sol have surpassed liquidations on centralized exchanges. On Solana, short liquidations on the native on-chain perps exchange reached 47 million in the last 24 hours, surpassing the 31 million in shorts liquidation on decentralized exchanges. Quite interesting to note that. And of course, if you're looking, Solana dApps continue to surpass all other chains. dApps combined in 24-hour revenue, dominance 54%, revenue 8 million plus. And again, goes back to what I've said to you guys countless of times. This bull market belongs to none other than Solana. I'll continue to say that because what it has been able to achieve. It has been able to achieve tremendous amount of success in the last 2-3 years, not just for the native tokens price appreciation, but we're talking really about the blockchain itself. And from an institutional standpoint, we're actually seeing record levels of interest coming in. And that really shows you where things are really going. But if you're looking at the dominance here, it's continuing to pull down. This morning we actually went down to 63.34%. This is massive, guys. This is massive. And of course, as Bitcoin did break out yesterday, above the 100K, we are continuing to see the dominance, plummet, which again is an amazing time for altcoin holders. We're retesting some of the levels we haven't seen since early April. And that kind of explains why you're still seeing a lot of green across the board. If you're looking at BTC, Bitcoin pretty much has been hanging around this $102,000 to $103,000 level. Obviously, we do have some support around this range, but Bitcoin is holding really good. We're literally on the verge of breaking towards an all-time high. But the fact that we did see a little bit of a retracement, nothing crazy after having a beautiful pump you are seeing a Bitcoin staying stagnant while dominance is continuing to fall, and that's literally giving altcoins a push to more upside, which again is always nice to see. If you're looking at Solana right now, on the a daily time frame here, you guys can see, we're in the 0.50 fib zone. We're in the 0.50, about to approach the 38.2, such a key level. But look at this. Let's kind of zoom in here for you guys. So let's go back down to April. If you picked up SOL at $96 a pop, you are up 83%. And I'm sure no one's really complaining about that. But look at this, once we popped out of this range and, we had more volume on our end. We broke out of this major key resistance I spoke to you guys about for such a long time, with a breeze. And you can see this for yourself. We wicked up to $175 SOL, retesting some of the levels we haven't seen since February. So of course, the close here would be amazing to see. If we're able to close here, we broke out of here over the course of the last, few hours. So closing here would be quite bullish, because I think, the target is at $184, 38.2 retest. Obviously, do expect a little bit of a rejection at that range. We actually did see a rejection yesterday at the 166, as to be expected. Let me show it to you on the hourly time frame so you understand what we're really looking at. Now, oopsies, this is not what we need. Look at this. So we broke out, saw a little bit of a rejection at this range, and obviously, with the push that we did see, we have broken out, and we're in the level where you want the price of SOL to be. So market is back. Obviously, we are heading towards all-time highs. Obviously, after the 38.2 for SOL, it is pretty much all-time high territory. So very exciting times. I do personally think, we are heading towards round 2, and with the way dominance continues to fall, this is a great sign. Love each and every one of you guys. Thank you for all your support. If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? We'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.